Good afternoon, everybody. My topic is very simple, but I think this is very important because the raw material in leather industry, that is the skin and hide, to produce the high quality leather and hide, I will talk about some important points. We know that the skin or hide generally produced by some domesticated animals as a byproduct. And these are the common species. You see cattle, buffalo, goat, sheep, and poultry. Now, the quality skin, the characters, which are very important. First one, structure and physical integrity of the skin. Here, absence of defects. It is very, very vital. Then uniformity in the skin, grain quality, and fiber structure. These are all related with the structural as well as physical integrity of the skin as well as the height to produce the quality leather. The second one, that is size and weight. These are all related with the acceptance of the leather and ultimate quality of the leather. Third, the aesthetic points of view and surface traits, that is color and pigmentation. The black Bengal goat having black color and the pigmentation, that is also very, very vital. Now, texture of the skin, texture of the ultimate product, leather, as well as the hair and wool, these are also very, very vital. And the last one, the characters which are influenced by the animal and the environment itself are the species and breed. That means there is huge variation of the skin or height and ultimately the end product leather based on the species variation, breed variation, as well as age variation, gender variation, and nutrition as well as the health. I will mainly focus on the selection of the animals for production of good quality of animal, breeding aspect and managemental aspect in brief. Now these points are very, very vital. That is dermis thickness. We know that the skin composed of epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. The dermis layer is very, very vital. In dermis layer, hair follicle, collagen fiber, sebaceous gland, sweat gland, all are present and they are controlling the ultimate the quality of the leather. That's why all the other parameters or character, these are related with the dermis layer. The pillars or strategies for the improvement of the ultimate product, that is leather, it depends on the selection of the quality animals. Then breeding managemental aspect, that means which method of breeding we have to follow, and the managemental aspect. Now, first, breed selection. In India, India is a heritable gold mine of domestic animal biodiversity. We are having 54 numbers of cattle breeds. We are having 46 number of sheep breeds. We are having 41 number of goat breeds. We are having 21 numbers of buffalo breeds. But out of this, some of the breeds, you see the photographs, they are producing very good quality of skin, hide and ultimately the leather. First one in cattle, particularly Shahiwal and Tharparkar. But it is very unfortunate in West Bengal, we are not having any specific cattle breed. Instead, the Shiri cattle, short in structure, only in Darjeeling and the nearby region of Sikkim. But we do not have any specific breed. But in goat, we are having the world famous black Bengal goat. The skin quality, it is the best in the world. Then again in sheep, Malpura Nali. In West Bengal, we are having another good quality of sheep breeds. That is Garol in Sundarban area. The skin of this breed is to be popularized. And Mura, again world famous Mura buffalo, we are having throughout the India. And the skin of this specific type of breeds we should have to be popularized. Again, In Sahiwal, what are the unique characteristics? Adaptation to climate, then dew lap, surface area, then the quality of the dermis layer, all are important skin traits, and this specific breed is having. Goat, in Black Bengal goat particularly, these are having all these typical quality traits. Now, selection of the animal. In West Bengal as well as in India, the livestock population and management and their management, it is unorganized, mostly unorganized, and holding size is very small. We should have to look into in this sector, because the quality of animal, it is very vital. Otherwise, raw material, it will be in poor quality. Here, the direct selection of the animal, we have to educate the common people, the farmer, for direct selection of the animal. That means this animal is having quality skin traits. That's why it is called direct selection. And indirect selection, some of the traits, they are not directly related with the skin character, but it is related with the health of the animal and ultimately indirectly affecting or influencing the skin quality of the animal and ultimately the leather quality. Here, the parasite resistance, disease resistance, and environmental adaptability, that is having by the most of the livestock of our country. We should have to focus on this indirect selection. Now, breeding method, it is also very vital. Natural breeding, artificial breeding. Natural breeding by using the cattle, male naturally. But nowadays, the artificial insemination, it is the most accepted technology in the world for developing the cattle as well as buffalo, and also now introducing in the goat and sheep. Here, the selective pure breeding, that means quality animal having quality skin should be maintained by the rural farmer, and the semen of the quality male, that is to be used. Now the ARD department under the umbrella of Paschim Bongo Go Sampad Vikas Sanstha, they are doing this work. But side by side, the crossbreeding also has introduced in our country. The foreign or exotic breeds of cattle, goat, they are having the genes for growth, for adaptation, but they do not have the adaptive gene for our country. But by crossbreeding indigenous breed with the exotic breed, the growth of the animal, health of the animal, size of the animal is increasing. That's why it indirectly or directly affecting the skin quality. But always we should have to conserve the native resources, because nature already select the quality product. That means natural selection, survival of the fittest. That's why we have to conserve the Indian genetic resources, animal genetic resources based on the common resources. Now, the era is for biotechnology or technological upliftment. Here the marker assisted selection or genomic selection, it is also practicing. Sex sorted semen, that means production of female. If our target is female, then we can use the semen, that means sex sorted semen, already introduced in West Bengal as well as throughout the India. Here the DNA sequence having particular gene which is related with the skin quality, that can be used as a tool for breeding. Again, the genomic selection, genome sequence of most of the species already have been identified. And whole genome, based on this information, the animals having quality skin parameters or height parameters or leather quality, that can be produced by utilizing this genomic selection technology. It is very popular in European countries, and I think in near future or in future in India, these will be definitely popularized. Now, these are the genes which are related with the skin quality. Although the works related to the skin quality in West Bengal context as well as India is very less. But some works and some publication already has been done, and these are the outcome of their result. But for large scale, different sectors should be come up so that this sector will become a very, very economically viable sector in future. Now, regarding the managemental aspect, this is very vital. Animal husbandry and health management. This area that is to be very, very critical. Nutrition. Most of the animals of our country, they are malnourished. Here, nutrition and disease as well as parasite control. Although most of the animals of our country, they are adapted in different agroclimatic condition, but some intervention should be required. Housing and environment also vital. Side by side, handling and slaughtering practices as well as the supply chain and storage management that should be looked into. Now, nutritional management, optimum feeding. That means concentrate and green fodder. Both are to be very, very important. Side by side, protein supplementation, essential amino acids, then essential fatty acids, omega-3, omega-6, vitamin supplementation, vitamin A related with the growth of the animal, vitamin B, particularly vitamin 7, as well as the vitamin C and E related with the skin texture, and the mineral zinc, selenium, copper. That's why the area specific mineral mixture, government is trying, but we should have to popularize this concept among the common peoples. Area specific mineral mixture. That means skin of Malda is quite different from the skin of Sundarban. There is a huge zonal variation. Although the breed or species is same, but there is huge variation. Here, the nutritional factor plays an important role. Now, disease prevention and skin health. Sir have already told that the lumpy skin disease, the goat pox, sheep pox, they are creating many problems, particularly in the skin. Therefore, to cope up this situation, prophylactic vaccination, then biosecurity measures, that means quarantine, isolation, then maintenance of hygiene in the shed. This is also very vital. Here, education or educating the local people, it should be very, very important. And last one, the prompt treatment, not the quack practitioner, the technical person. That means sufficient number of vet is required for quality treatment as well as production of quality byproducts. Now, parasite control, you see, these are the photographs. And for parasitic control, the ectoparasite, mites, then fleas, then ticks, they are creating so many problems to the animal and ultimate product. Here, the chemical treatment, but nowadays the concept that is natural farming, natural product, it is to be used instead of inorganic product for dipping, spraying to the animal shelter, particularly during rainy seasons as well as winter seasons to cope up this. And environmental management, always cleaning and disinfecting the animal house. It is very, very vital, particularly during rainy season and winter season, to restrict or prevent these skin infections. As well as the rotational grazing. Instead of using the chemicals or medicines, biological control of parasite. That means to restrict or break down the life cycle of the parasites. This rotational grazing, that will be very, very vital or helpful. And ultimately the biological control, that means predators that can be used to eat the flies or fleas. Again, regular deworming. The Animal Resource Development Department They are trying with the help of mobile veterinary clinics as well as paravets, but more emphasis is required, as well as the pasture management. Ultimately, the feeding cost of livestock and poultry around 65 to 70%. If we produce the quality of the fodder and feeds, and if we properly feed the animals, ultimately the quality of the skin and quality of the leather that will be good. Now, housing and management aspect, that is proper ventilation, cleanliness, as well as removal of the sharp objects so that it will not affect the skin quality is very, very vital. Side by side, the stress reduction, it is also very vital. Although it is very simple, but this portion, housing, management, feeding, they are creating a lot problem to the ultimate product, that is skin and leather. Then stocking density is very, very vital. Always ensure the sufficient space to house these animals. Again, the identification system of the animal. In previous days, the tattooing, tagging, these were practiced. But nowadays, the alternative methods, that is microchips, they are using. We have to popularize this system to reduce the quality parameters, actually to improve the quality parameters, not reduce the skin and leather. Again, these are related with the tannery people, butchers, and leather technologists. But definitely we should have to look into the some important features related with minimizing the pre-slaughtered stress. That means avoid the rough handling. It is very vital, this managemental aspect, as well as long distance transportation, it is to be reduced. Limited stress to the animal before slaughtering. It is very, very important. Side by side, proper flying. There should not be any cut in the skin. Then post-slaughter care, sir has already told, that is curing, immediately curing of the skin. It is required to prevent the microbial decomposition. Along with this, the supply chain and the storage of the hides and skin, these are also critical points. Now, what are the actions we should have to be taken? First one, intensification of the animal health camp, animal health related activities. That means organization of animal health camps, breeding, feeding with the help of Animal Resources Development Department, NGOs, government bodies. This is the vital part for producing the quality skin. Second point, training of the farmers. Saab has already told earlier. Farmers, they are producing the animal and ultimately raw material skin that will be developed or get from the farmers. That's why education of the farmers. Butchers, they are butchering the animals. And the tannery workers, they are tanning the skin on best practices. It is essential with the provision of some rewards and incentivization for the quality works. It is also important. And encouraging the modern technologies in the tanneries, introduction of quality grading and standardization system. This will ultimately incentivize the farmers as well as the handlers to improve their practices. The most important one is collaborative effort between the government bodies, research institutions like Central Leather Research Institute, university like West Bengal University of Animal and Fishery Sciences, private industry players, to drive the innovations in this sector. Sir has already highlighted some innovations. We have to think about this, and also investment for the improvement of this sector. This is my last slide. Improving the quality of the animal skin by adopting different managemental, breeding, selection aspects is a multi approach that will address the animal health, pre and post slaughter handling, and the overall processing infrastructure. And we should have to develop some protocols for the management as well as breeding to get the quality skin as well as quality leather. Keeping in mind the primary use of those animals like meat, milk, egg, and systems for systematic study that will also to be carried out for identifying and promoting the specific indigenous strain or variety within a particular breed which are producing quality skin. And here is the role of animal science scientists. All should be done in a collaborative manner, and in last but not least, integration and consideration of hide and skin quality into the existing animal improvement system and forecasting the collaboration among different sectors. That means animal husbandry, leather sector, the West Bengal can directly but significantly enhance the quality of its raw material, that is skin or hide supply, and supporting its goal of producing the higher grade finished leather. Thank you everybody.